Welcome to the Hudson County Show. Pat O'Melia here. You're a concerned Hudson County resident. That's why you watch this show. You want to be entertained. You want to be informed. That's what I try to do. And educate. Got to educate in here. Got my coffee. Brewed it myself. Actually, I almost lost my coffee cup. I inadvertently threw it out. I actually dug it out of the garbage, but it was on the top, like in that Costanza thing in Steinfeld, where the egg clear was on the top of the garbage and he ate it. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I threw out my coffee cup before I got on air, and I got to have coffee when I'm on air. Got a lot of things going on. First, let's get our regular stuff. We are live. If you're watching right now, you're watching it live in Jersey City. You're watching on Comcast 190. For that matter, I just got my renewals. I got to look at my renewal contracts with Comcast. You're watching us live on livestream.com. You're watching us live on HMG TV shows. You're watching us live on YouTube and Facebook and Google Chromecast and Apple TV. I want to make sure, pay attention to all these sites, because when we come back from the open, I'm going to talk about the Bayonne mayoral debate that Hudson Media stepped aside. And I'm going to tell you why. But I want you to, again, keep in mind, Optimum would have had the debate. We are about as available everywhere as you can be on Hudson Media Group here. Whether it's a Hudson County TV show or the Jersey City TV show or whatever shows, we produce quite a few of them. We got some new ones in the makings here. We're readily available. But if you need to get in touch with me, you can go to HMG TV shows, you go to the contact section, send me an email if you got an issue with the county government. For that matter, I got an issue with the county government. The county exec ran off with our bathroom key. We are going to see if we get the county exec to bring back our bathroom key. You got an issue with the county, you got an issue with some of the municipalities, I can help you. I'm not sure how good I could be in Bayonne right now, because Davis and I are about to go at it. But, you know, in Jersey City, North Bergen, Weehawken, the land of Stack, I can help you there. You got consumer issues, we're pretty good at that too. Send me an email. You can tweet us at JC Hudson Media. We're everywhere. I'm the easiest guy in the world to get in touch with. Today on our show, we're going to talk about the mayoral debate in Bayonne, on how Jimmy Davis manipulated and created a conflict that we had to step away from doing our debate, so not to hurt Jason O'Donnell. We're going to talk about the political wars in Hudson County. There's an opinion piece in the papers today, on NJ.com at least. We're going to talk about new taxes here in New Jersey. We're going to talk about a new power plant that's slated to come to North Bergen. A lot of people all the same people are always against it. The Sierra Club is against it. I shouldn't say that, but I'm sure they are. I didn't hear. The Hackensack Riverkeeper is against it. You name it, everybody's against it, except for the people who need electricity and their taxes reduced. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about, hopefully we get to, should felons have the right to vote? And should the incarcerated have the right to vote? And, of course, we got all the North Bergen this and that. We'll bring you up to speed. We're going to break for commercial. You're watching the Hudson County Show. I'll be right back. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net. Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights. Your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments. Carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants. All major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712. We're back. You're watching the Hudson County Show. I'm here. I'm fidgeting with my watch and my lapel. It's part of my gig. We're live. Wish we could be live on Optimum, but they don't have that technology. For that matter, I was just fighting with those people at Optimum. God. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't be on cable. I'm trying to drag Optimum into today. Altice is the parent company. I'm trying to drag them in to today. They're living in the 60s. It's like I said before. I'm surprised they don't broadcast in black and white, but they do now do FTPs. We don't have to drop our shows off. We can upload them with some. It's not as easy as an FTP. They got a different setup. Not as easy as what we do with Comcast. But do you care? No. But you should probably. You know, we're looking at DirecTV. You know, DirecTV's talking about us for putting one of our shows on DirecTV. You'd see it everywhere. You know, we got to decide what we're doing cable-wise. We're going all out with our streaming services. That's the future, too. The streaming, actually, I think it's a case of the future is here. But let's talk about Bayonne. We do a lot of debates here in our studios. When had the studio in Jersey City or in North Bergen, we do the debates, and we do it at our expense and cost, no taxpayer money, none of that. Maybe sometimes we got lucky to get a sponsor, but we haven't gotten a sponsor for the debates in a while, nor do we go out and look for them, really. I'm a firm believer, if you can do something civic-wise, then you should do it. We have the studio here. We're capable of doing civic issues such as the debate. We should do it. If you got the capabilities to help your community, you should do it. So we do a lot of debates. Jersey City just went through a municipal election. We did 5 or 6 council debates, and we did the mayoral debate. Mayor Fulop against his challenger. There they are. And this is right in the studio here. Bill Matsakutis. Fulop won with 78% of the vote. But that shot is right here in the studio. Podiums. We do all this stuff. Now, the Bayonne debate, Team Davis basically set up their own debate, and they designed it with one purpose, was to conflict with Hudson Media's. Now, Hudson Media, as we're doing this live, Hudson Media would have broadcast it live. You would have seen on all our streaming networks, the Facebooks, the live stream, the YouTube, the HMG, the Google Chromecast, the Apple TV, all our streaming services, and we would have replayed it on Optimum. Optimum isn't capable right now of going live with us, and we're trying to drag them in. You would have had studio quality. You would have had lighting. You would have had multiple cameras. You would have had multiple cameramen. You would, like you've seen with Fulop and Massachusetts, you would have podiums. It would have been the kind of debate you're accustomed to seeing on a network. It would have been the lighting and the good sound and the graphics would have appeared. It would have been interactive even. We were going to have it where you, the people of Bayonne, could ask questions via Twitter and Facebook, and they would appear on the screen as the debate was happening. They would have had running commentary of the people watching the debate. They would have said, well, this guy, he's making that up. He doesn't understand. That wasn't a good answer, whatever. You would have been part of this debate. And it would have been live, and then it would have been replayed on Optimum, and it would have been archived on HMG TV shows and on YouTube. You can't ask for more. It would have been an excellent debate. Right now, you're going to have a debate in a high school gymatorium somewhere where you're not going to have studio lighting, you're going to not have the sounds. The whole reason that Team Davis picked our date, the 26th, and our time, 7 p.m., was to create the conflict. We started planning our debate, and we started texting with Jimmy Davis on January the 23rd. At that time, we were looking to do 2 debates. And at that time, we were also, Nick Shabalotti was in the loop on the debates. And we were waiting back, to get some answers on what kind of date. Let's pick a date. Davis' team was never getting back on a date. Davis' team never wanted to debate. Jason O'Donnell was pretty liquid on this. Fluid, I should say. On February the 23rd, we set the debate. February the 23rd, we selected April the 26th for the live debate. Sent out the texts. We did start putting ads in the paper and all. Team Davis wanted nothing to do with this. And, you know, poor Nick Sciavolotti was caught in the middle a little bit, and Nick did everything he could. He was like really the only stand-up guy in this whole situation. Davis wanted no part of this debate that would have been televised live into all the living rooms, onto every smartphone, onto every tablet, onto every web-enabled device the people of Bayonne have. You could have watched it in the Bayonne diner. You could have watched it on your television at home. You could have watched it on your computer, on your tablet, whatever. You would have been involved. You would have been able to go back and review questions and answers again. We would have reached thousands upon thousands upon thousands of voters in Bayonne. For that matter, that clip we just showed you from Fulop in Massachusetts hit thousands upon thousands of people on our streaming services and on Comcast Channel 190. The problem with the Davis team, at first, here's how it was coming. Nick Sciavolotti actually told me Jimmy Davis wouldn't be around on April the 26th. And I said, well, that doesn't make any sense. It's getting close to the campaign. He didn't want to leave Bayonne. He goes, well, you know, I don't want to go to some other city to do the debate. Well, you know, Jimmy, you lost the TV studio in Bayonne, so you didn't have a TV studio to do it. We're the only game that can do this, and we are doing it free of charge. Team Davis's real problem was the moderator. Now, originally, I was going to speak to Corey McDonald. He covers Bayonne for the Jersey Journal. I got the information from Terrence McDonald. I thought the kids were related. They're not. Until I started getting feedback. Well, they didn't want these questions asked, and they didn't want this topic asked. And at that point, I said, well, I'm not going to have anybody else moderate it because I don't want any journalist possibly losing their integrity, journalistic integrity or dignity, by being perceived that questions were removed or words were put in their mouth or words were taken out of their mouth. And there was one person I knew damn well, and everybody in the TV audience would know damn well, was not going to be dictated to, was me. So I decided to moderate the debate. Now, I kind of got an idea of the issues in Bayonne. You know, I cover Hudson County, but I would have done the due diligence. I would have talked to Joe Doria. I would have probably spoken with Mark Smith. I would have spoken with former Assembly people, Louis Manzo or Tony Chiappone, anybody I could get who knows Bayonne, I would have spoken to find more issues. Because you have an hour and a half debate, 90 minutes. You need a lot of questions. You got to go in with a lot more questions than you'll probably get answers for. All right, we're going to break for commercial, and we'll pick this up. You're watching the Hudson County Show. I'll be right back.
Good Friend Self-Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self-Storage. Let us be your good friend.
The Jersey City Medical Center. You know it for its award-winning life-saving ambulance service. It's also your health hub, with health and wellness locations staffed with certified professionals all through Hudson County. The Jersey City Medical Center, here to help you with your healthy, here when you need us the most. The Jersey City Medical Center. Visit us on the net to learn more. Jersey City Medical Center, Robert Wood Johnson, Barnabas Health Facility. Let's be healthy together. We're back. You're watching the Hudson County Show. We're talking about Jimmy Davis's debate fear. You're looking at him. That's what it really comes down to. I scared the hell out of Team Davis because they knew damn well I was going to ask questions. And there's this 800-pound gorilla. For that matter, we should give the gorilla its own podium. And that's the texting, the sexting with Jimmy Davis. And I said in previous shows, this woman who was suing the town of the city of Bayonne and Jimmy Davis and whoever else is in that, is probably going to win. She lost her job. You got all the texts. You got the information. And no matter how you want to pitch that, she's probably going to win. So that would have to be asked. And the other kicker on that question you have to ask is who's paying the settlement? Do the people of Bayonne pay that settlement with this woman? Or does Jimmy Davis pay it? Who's paying that? That is a question they ran from. Yeah, I'm going to tell you what. You're not going to see that question. A Hudson reporter just did a debate, something of that nature. The question was taken off the table. As you read in the Jersey Journal, when they did the story on the Bayonne debate, the rules haven't been set. As another political reporter recently told me, let me make sure I get this right. The Davis, and this is the Davis debate, his team put this together. There is no Jersey Journal sponsoring it. There's no Hudson Reporter sponsoring it. There's no HMG. This is the Jimmy Davis group. The Davis debate may as well have Davis campaign gurus Paul and Phil Swabinski moderating. But there's going to be a lot of questions off. It will be interesting to see because the two guys that are moderating, John Hennis and Corey McDonald, I don't think you're going to take questions out of their mouths either. But it will be interesting to see how the question. There's a few other topics that the Davis team didn't want to have. There was a lot of excuses I got as to why Davis didn't want to come here. First off, he said, I don't want to go to the North Bergen. Well, let me show you a couple of things. The North Bergen studio. Gentlemen, could you put some pictures up there? What's good? Well, look who that is. That is Mayor Davis in my studio here with State Senator Sandra Cunningham on the 31st District. Jimmy Davis could make North Bergen then. You got another picture? Well, looky again. There's Jimmy Davis and me in the studio here in North Bergen. So Davis can find North Bergen. He doesn't have a problem coming to North Bergen. His problem was me. He was not going to dictate to me what questions I was going to ask. Nobody was going to dictate to me. So that's why. Now, I stepped aside because they forced this debate. And so, well, Jay O'Donnell had to go. Jay O'Donnell called me and says, Pat, I have to be at this debate. You know, I can't miss a debate. And Jay made his commitment to me. And I said, listen, I'll step aside. You go. And I sent the email to John Hennis from Hudson County View, and Corey McDonald was on that string, and Al Sullivan and the whole gang. I said I would step aside, and I would come up with other dates. I gave 2 dates earlier and 1 date right after to do. Nobody from Team Davis called. First off, nobody from Team Davis called and said, Pat, I want to thank you for accommodating our demand that we rig a debate. And we organize our own, and we'll bring in Jason O'Donnell. A couple other things. First off, it would have just been Davis and O'Donnell. I would not have had the third candidate because that third candidate is not going to win. I kind of believe the third candidate may have been put up by Davis. You have no ticket. You have no council people. You have no at-large candidates. You're not in this to win. In Jersey City, we're the same way. You don't have a ticket, you're not in the debate. We've had problems. I've been doing debates in Jersey City since I got on television in 2004. You don't have a ticket, you're not in the debate. You got to have real skin in the game. So why you don't have a debate, live, televised, studio setting where you can interact and you can see the graphics and it's professionally done, because the Davis team crapped their pants thinking about coming to this studio and having me sitting there moderating the debate. Because there was no way I was going to stay away from any questions. Now listen, there's things with Jay O'Donnell. I was going to ask Jay O'Donnell about the recent settlement with the police. That for whatever reason, Bayonne was sitting on, wouldn't release the information to the Jersey Journal. I had to go to Oprah and they kept blaming the insurance company. You know, if you're the mayor of Bayonne, you say, listen, I want to release this information. Released it. But the Jersey Journal had to keep hopping, doing Oprahs, and eventually it was released. That incident with that officer happened under the management of Jay O'Donnell. So Jay would have to be asked that question. Well, how did this happen, Jay? Now, there was a cover-up that was eventually discovered. I don't know if Jay was part of the discovery of the cover-up. But there are a lot of questions that need to be asked in Bayonne, and there's a lot of situations with non-residents working for the city. You got some real questionable land deals. You just had a land deal that put Bayonne in a huge hole last year, about $15, $18 million. I would have asked a question about that land deal where, Bayonne had to go sell its soul and its future to plug a budget gap. I got a little more experience with abatements from Jersey City. That would be one of my questions. You want to have all these abatements. Do you want to be Jersey City, or do you want to be a bedroom community? You want to be the mom and pop Bayonne. And unlike Jersey City in the early years, and we kind of perverted the abatements here in Jersey City, and it's been a problem for years and years, and that problem just recently came home to roost with a reval, which Bayonne is going to go through a reval. At least with the abatements in the beginning, before we perverted it here in Jersey City, they all had a commercial aspect to it. They were all going to have real jobs and attract real jobs. And that back when we started this, it wasn't, minimum wage retail jobs. There was a real purpose to it. I'm not sure Bayonne, if you ask the residents, maybe you should put something on a referendum in Bayonne saying, do you want to issue abatements to residential complexes, or do you just want to go and keep Bayonne as it has been for years and years, a mom and top bedroom community, a great city where back in the old days, if you made it in Jersey City, you went one of two places. You went to Bayonne or you went to Secaucus because you liked that style of life. You wanted to get away from the rat race of the city that Jersey City is, and it always has been. It's probably a little worse now. To the bedroom, old-time America feel of a city. That was always the allure of Bayonne. I think Bayonne's trying to get away from that now because of a price. Those are the questions that would have to be asked. And we'll see if those questions are asked in this next debate that's coming up on April the 26th, but you'll have to go to the Adjumatorium to see it. You're watching the Hudson County Show. I'll be right back.
Introducing the MyJCMC app, powered by Practice Unite. The free MyJCMC app puts the power of healthcare at your fingertips. Go to the concierge for access to referrals, scheduling, and appointments, see emergency room wait times, and get directions to Jersey City Medical Center health locations. Read the latest JCMC news through their social media feed, find a doctor, and more. The MyJCMC app. We belong to you.
It takes more than a state-of-the-art medical facility to make a great hospital. It takes a team of dedicated medical professionals. That's the Jersey City Medical Center, Hudson County's #1 hospital. Medical teams consisting of New Jersey's top doctors, Magnet Award-winning nurses, and accomplished hospital associates, all committed to your good health. That's what you have at the Jersey City Medical Center. Make Hudson County's #1 hospital your first choice. Visit us on the web at barnabashealth.org. We're back. You're watching the Hudson County Show, and let me just finish up on the Bayonne debate that we were nice enough to step aside, really for the sake of Jason O'Donnell. Hudson Media will be very involved in this election. We got the airtime. We got the studio. We're more than happy to do the debate. We gave 3 debate dates. We'll see what happens there. You know the questions I will have asked. If not, we'll do some one-off stuff. Some half-hour, 1-hour stuff. I was talking to some of the other political reporters. Maybe we do a roundtable. I got to fill the time, so I'm going to find things to do that will affect the election by educating and informing the voters of Bayonne as to what the issues are. There's some of these issues you miss. Maybe sometimes you don't read between the lines. I'll magnify those lines for you. If you're not aware, we have a political war brewing in Hudson County. That ain't brewing. Actually, it went nuclear in the last couple of weeks or so. There is a split in the HCDO. Actually, you'll probably see some of that split rolling into Bayonne pretty soon. I'm sure they'll get involved over in Bayonne. The mega powers, Steve Fulop and Brian Stack, have teamed up along with Ravi Bala, the mayor of Hoboken, and Dr. Felix Roque, the mayor of West New York, to oppose the re-election of Tom DeGise and the HCDO as it is presently constituted. The young bucks want change. And I'll remind you, the young bucks here are in their 40s and 50s. And the other bucks that are in there are in their mid-60s to getting close to 70. There is war. Like I said in the Tuesday show, on Jersey City show, it's like Loki from the Avengers. There's only the war. And that's what we're going to have. And this war is going to go on for quite a while. There is the chair for the HCDO will be elected in June. Brian Stack is running. The HCDO is going to come up with a candidate. I know Thomas DeGeese is actively looking for a candidate with some Jersey City roots to him. I really don't see how Stack is not elected. Well, what's going to happen if Stack is elected? The North Hudson people aren't going to be happy about that. So they will probably run offline if Brian Stack is the chair of the HCDO, or they will create a new Democratic organization. Now, what is concerning is to some other high-profile people, in particular the governor of New Jersey, Phil Murphy, who is reported, it's being reported he would like to see Brian Stack as the chair of the HCDO, because Brian Stack is probably the only mayor, and nobody has more respect for a lot of these other mayors than me, that can probably mobilize an entire city to go out and vote. It's kind of like, again, a Marvel reference, like Scarlet, I don't want to say Scarlet Witch, right? Is it Scarlet Witch? Who is Elizabeth Olsen? She plays the Scarlet Witch, right? On Avengers. Who's Elizabeth Olsen play? What is the character? I got Scarlet Witch in my mind. Is that her name? Yeah, what's her character? Scarlet Witch? Yeah, Scarlet Witch. All right, my mistake. But for some reason, I was kind of blanking out. Where the Scarlet Witch could put her spell on the population, where the chunk of land was going to fall down. I forget the name of the town. I'm drawing a blank here. But Brian Stack can organize his town almost as if it is a spell. You can literally see the people walking out of their door to go out and do the beckoning of Brian Stack. And recently there was a political individual who was in the studio here saying Brian Stack does nothing for Jersey City. I'm going to argue that because Brian Stack has brought money in for road paving. For that matter, don't we have a flyer from Brian Stack? Yeah, put the flyer up. I'm going to tell you how often Brian Stack is in. His soldiers are in Jersey City all the time. Brian Stack is in my hallway all the time. I'll come home from work, and there's Brian Stack in my hallway. I'm starting to think Brian Stack's got something going on with my wife because his picture is constantly in my hallway. His people are there like once, twice a week. I just got this. This was in my hallway. The week before, I was invited to like a barbecue with Brian Stack. His people are there. Stack only knows one way to operate. Him and Sacco only know one way, to drill down in their constituent space. Brian delivers the city services. Brian delivers for his constituency, and that includes Jersey City. Brian will bring Jersey City whatever he can. Now, is he going to lean towards Union City? Sure. But there is nobody like Brian Stack who could mobilize his city. And listen, Sacco can't even mobilize North Bergen like Stack can in Union City. And that's why people like Bob Menendez are sitting there saying, no, I got a campaign, I got an election to win, and Stack can turn out the vote. I'm telling you, he will turn his people into zombies. They will all come out, they will all vote, and they will all hand out flyers, and they will go to other towns. It's as if a spell from the Scarlet Witch was put on them. And this is not new, starting new Democratic organizations. That's the threat right now. Run offline or start a new Democratic organization. In 2002, we had the Cunningham-Bob Menendez war, the HCDO versus Glenn Cunningham. It was 11 versus 1. It was Glenn against the world. But you know what? Glenn was picking off the world. He eventually picked off the entire legislative district in the 31st in Bayonne and Jersey City, knocking out Joe Doria, 22 years as an assemblyman in the state senate and the second assembly. He won the Senate. Louis Manzo became the assembly person, and Tony Chiappone. had Glenn not passed on, I think Glenn would have taken over the HCDO, even though I think Glenn started the Reform Democrats, whatever the name of his organization was. In 2007, Brian Stack took on the HCDO with his own Democratic organization. He wanted to be the state senator from the 33rd District. Bernie Kenny had that seat. Bernie wasn't giving it up. Brian wasn't going to let him keep it anymore. Brian just overwhelmed Bernie Kenny, became the state senator. Unfortunately, nobody else from that ticket won any of the other offices, but Brian did win the 31st District. I'm going to tell you now, with Brian's ability to get the vote out, if Brian just ran himself on a countywide ticket, he would have won the state Senate. These things happened before. They will happen again. But the difference this time in this political war, it isn't a Glenn D. Cunningham against the HCDO, 11 versus 1, or a Brian Stack against the HCDO, 11 versus 1. This time, you got 4 versus 8, and they're the 4 big names, well, close enough to big names in Hudson County. We're going to break for commercial. We'll be right back, and maybe my ability to recall names will improve. You're watching the Hudson County Show. We'll be right back.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers the quality of life you deserve in 10 high-rise rental towers with amenities such as the on-site Newport Path subway, light rail and ferry service, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Sears, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams Supermarket is just outside your front door. A health and fitness club, spa, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. NewportNJ.com. Enjoy the New York skyline from Newport Town Square. Manhattan is just 1 path stop away or quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Want to visit Newport? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. Go to NewportNJ.com for details. Newport has luxurious towers, great restaurants, shopping, New York skyline views, schools, playgrounds, a marina and yacht club, gym, spa, fine wine, fine living. It's incredible. It's you. NewportNJ.com. Newport. Live like you want.
Pinto Properties, Jersey City. Shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces that address your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment. Adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panapintoproperties.com. Panapinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
We're back. You're watching the Hudson County Show with my Marvel references, but I couldn't remember. Sokovia was the country in Age of Ultron that Ultron took a huge chunk of Sokovia to drop back on the Earth to annihilate all humanity. Scarlet Witch put a spell on the people of Sokovia to get them out of their homes and into the lifeboats that Nick Fury brought up the helicarrier, and we got everybody out of there. Everybody was saved except for Zemo's parents, and he would come back in Civil War. And for that matter, Avengers Infinity War, Black Panther has broken all records. Avengers Infinity War is outselling Black Panther right now 4-1 in pre-sale tickets. Right now, Avengers Infinity War is outselling every Marvel movie combined by at least 2-1. This movie, I think it comes out April the 27th, so good thing we didn't do that April the 27th date. I think I have tickets. I don't know what day I'm going to. I'm not going to 27th, but now that I think about it. I like Marvel, and for some reason with Scarlet Witch, I was thinking of Blair Witch. But let's get back. Let's get back to the HCDO war. The big difference this time, back in 2002, was Glenn alone. In 2007, it was really Stack standing up to the organization. This time, there's 4. Brian Stack, Mayor, Union City, State Senator, 33rd District, deity in Union City. Steve Fulop, the mayor of the largest city in Hudson County, probably the largest city in the state. Progressive, smart kid, and he can raise money. He can raise money faster than the government can print it. Something Cunningham or Stack didn't have in the past. Fulop can raise money. He's sitting on millions as it is. Dr. Roque, it's good having West New York in the fry. He's going to get some political retribution. You live by the political sword, you die by it, basically. But he can raise some money, and he usually self-finances his own campaigns. And Rob Bala in Hoboken, he was just elected, and he's put himself really right in the middle of this. Better hope Brian wins and everything. Well, I'm going to say you better hope Brian wins and everything calms down, because Stack himself, you can't touch him. Fulop, you can't touch. But Rabe and Roque, politically, yeah, you can get those guys. The difference is this time you got the money and you got two mega powers, Stack and Fulop, opposing. And they are the young bucks. And Rabe's a fairly young guy in Hoboken. Roque, you know, I guess he's somewhere in his mid-50s. What's at stake? And they keep bringing it up. Tom DeGeese keeps bringing it up when he talks about Stack. Jobs and patronage. In other words, money. That's what the end game of this is. Jobs, patronage, money, the county, the sheriff's department. But don't discard this. There is county services to the municipalities. If you know Brian Stack is the guy that is on the snowplow at 3 o'clock in the morning. He's looking for potholes, like Nick Sacco. Try to find potholes. Actually, I did find a pothole. There's one on 43rd Street. I got to call that into John Shaw. But these guys are out in their towns making sure all the maintenance is done. You put Stack in charge of the HCDO, and ipso facto, the county, you're going to see some county services step up. But Tom DeGeese has done a great job. Brian Stack would be, you know, a great job on steroids. But that's the big difference this time. Fulop and Stack, and you got Rabe and Roque, but really it's Fulop and Stack. And these guys now have muscle, and they got money. They got untold amount of money because of Fulop. And, you know, listen, Bob Menendez, he's practical. You know, he's got an election to win, and he knows Union City can bring out the vote. If you look at the primary and general election totals for Governor Murphy coming out of Union City, it was ridiculous. Brian Stack brings out the vote. Now, Fulop working with Stack, I think these guys are polar opposites. I don't know if they can work together. They say opposites attract. But I tell you, Fulop can learn, and don't kid yourself, Fulop learns something every day. When you sit down and you discuss something with Steve Fulop, or you present something to Steve Fulop, or you argue with Steve, he takes something out of every one of those occurrences, and he learns from that. Hanging out with Stack can only be beneficial. For that matter, I think I start seeing a little bit of Stack in Jersey City, in the operation of Jersey City. I know Mayor Fulop is now looking at doing her own garbage pickups. I applaud Mayor Fulop, rather, for doing that. He's going to start doing things in-house where he can control more. Probably from hanging out with Brian Stack, and Stack starts to rub off on you. What I believe the end result of what's going to happen in HCDO is Brian Stack will become the chair, and we will have 2 or 3 years of war. And what will happen, you got elections coming up next year in North Bergen in particular, and in West New York. Brian, the forces of Stack and Fulop will put stress on the re-election of Mayor Sacco. You're not going to pick off Sacco. There isn't enough money to pick off Sacco. You'll make Sacco use all his resources for his re-election, not being able to help then in West New York, where Cosmo Krillos will probably run for mayor. Brian and Fulop, as time goes on, just through attrition, because these are the young bucks. You know, I think Steve Fulop just turned 40, and Brian's in his early 50s. So these guys got at least 20 years. Fulop probably has 30 if he wants to hang around that long. Brian Stack will die at the desk at City Hall. He will never leave politics. He will never leave Union City. That is his world, and he's achieved everything he wants. He just wants to make Union City a utopia that he envisions. And, you know, little by little, what makes Stack and Sacco so successful, they don't kick things down the road because they're going to be down the road. They have long-term plans for their towns, and you can see it. When you go through North Bergen and Union City, it's a different world. That's, I think Fulop is starting to see that himself. He said he would only run for 2 terms. Now he's talking to that 3rd term. And I think you'll see a different Jersey City as Fulop starts, a little stack rubs off on Fulop. But if you leave Union City and North Bergen coming into Jersey City, you don't need the sign saying, welcome to Jersey City. You immediately know you're in Jersey City. Because, it's like looking at a clean window, then looking at a dirty window. Well, little by little, Mayor Fulop is starting to clean that window. And he's learning from Stack and probably Sacco also. Those guys are the future of the 8th CDO. They are the young bucks in the room. And you're going to have to make room for the young bucks. Very similar to what happened with Glenn Cunningham back in 2000. When he became the mayor of Jersey City, he wanted the biggest say in the 8th CDO. They didn't want to have that. Eventually, had Glenn not died, he would have taken over the 8th CDO. All right, we're going to break for commercial. You're watching the Hudson County Show. I'll be right back.
Plaza Auto Body, 700 Tunley Avenue in Jersey City. Your local collision specialist. Body and fender repair. On-site oven-baked paintwork. Fiberglass repair experts. Custom and classic car restoration. All insurance is welcome. 24-hour towing available. Licensed by the state of New Jersey. Plaza Auto Body, 700 Tunley Avenue, 201-222-3050. Plaza Auto Body, your bumper-to-bumper buddy.
Rama Jewelers, located in the Lyndhurst Shopping Center at 413 Valley Brook Avenue, Lyndhurst. Come for all your jeweler needs at Rama Jewelers, where you will find a fine selection of necklaces, earrings, rings, and bracelets. Choose from one of our complete sets, our many signature items, or find the perfect engagement ring. Come on down. That's Rama Jewelers at 413 Valley Brook Ave, Lyndhurst. Call 201-939-5784 or visit us online today.
We're back. You're watching the Hudson County Show. I'm drinking my coffee, which is kind of cool now. Cool coffee. Listen, let's find out what's going on in North Bergen. We always have North Bergen activity, courtesy of the North Bergen Public Library. Let's see what we got. Put it on the screen there. Taste of Grease. May 19th, put it on the calendar. We'd like to get this information out as far ahead so you can put it on the calendar. May the 19th at 1 p.m., get a little bit of grease in North Bergen. Can't beat that. What else we got? ShopRite. Live right with ShopRite. North Bergen Public Library again, April the 24th. That's next week. That's I think Wednesday. Was it 25th? When am I having my meeting? No, 18th. That's right. I'm thinking I got my first civic meeting on the 18th of April. 24th is the week after. Live right with ShopRite. Probably Columbia Park. I can't see the writing, but I'm sure that is Columbia Park. You got a vegan chef. I like my meat, but I don't, you want to eat a bunch of lettuce and greens? Fine with me. Bring on a cow. Next. Paint and Sip. I got this one, don't I? Where's the Paint and Sip? Paint and Sip is Saturday, April the 21st, 3 p.m. Again, mark it on your calendar. Go to the website for the North Bergen Public Library. You have all this information there. Update your calendar. I honestly believe you can walk into the North Bergen Public Library every day and find something to do. What else we got here? Library, this the murder mystery deal? Yep, that is on April the 14th. No, that's April. That's gone. That one's done. No, what's today? That's right. I was writing checks for the 15th. That's why. Yes, that's still good. April the 14th. That's this Saturday at 6 o'clock. And a little murder mystery. Public Library, there's always something going on. What else we got? Movie of the month? Spidey, my buddy Spidey. Spider-Man Homecoming, good movie. Iron Man's in there. Spidey gets a new suit. Spidey loses the suit. You got the original Batman, the original Batman from 1989, Michael Keaton. He's the guy that said, I'm Batman. Good movie. I enjoy it. I just watched a little bit of that, I think last night. That is the 28th of April at 2:30. Go enjoy the movie. What else we have? What else is I got going on there? National Library Week. Oh, that's not. Oh, job fair. Okay, on April the 20th. Yeah, this is important. You know somebody looking for a job? April the 25th, 1 to 4 o'clock. Bring your resume. Interact with some of these people. What else? We got a book signing with author Jacqueline Simon Gunn. This is April the 16th, 6 p.m. Get a book, get it autographed, talk to the author, find out what it's like to write a book and what the book is all about. Next. Library Month. It's like Library Month every month in North Bergen. Again, go to the website, get all the information. Cy has got something going on constantly. Anything else? What do you got? Library Week. We just had Library Month. Yeah, Library Week, Library Month. Works for me. Become a U.S. citizen. Well, this is pretty important. It'd also be important when we do the census. There's a big issue over should we ask people if they're citizens. Again, all this information, you don't have to get it right now from the screen. Go to the library's website. You know, North Bergen, Township of NorthBergen.org. Take you right down there. Always something going on at the public library. A lot of it, you know, just fun stuff. Some of it's important, like becoming a citizen and, you know, getting a job. This is important stuff. Governor Murphy, he's got an acting treasurer right now who says we need to raise taxes to balance the budget. Governor Murphy is proposing $1.7 billion in new taxes. I really wish Governor Murphy would go and look at getting the house in order first. Probably cutting down government, doing some shared services. Now, what Governor Murphy is talking about hiking taxes on, of course, is the millionaire's tax. Taxing large corporations who just received tax break from the federal government in an effort to stimulate the business community and create jobs. Governor Murphy wants to bring back the 7% sales tax. It's like 6.7% right now. He wants to tax, of course, and legalize recreational marijuana. Now, there's supposedly a ton of money coming out of it. It depends on who you speak to. Get $60 million to $200 million. He wants to tax Uber and Lyft. He wants to tax Airbnb, e-cigarettes, all the millennial stuff, really, with what I'm just talking about here. I would really like to see, because I don't want to see Governor Murphy. I need him to be super successful. I need Governor Murphy to do 2 terms. I need him to be super successful. I need him to cut taxes. Now, I know he wants to generate revenue for more aid for the school districts. I think we should probably look at how the money is spent in the school districts. Yeah, how much waste before we start raising taxes to give more money. I know he wants to come up with $250 million for New Jersey Transit. Again, we should probably look at New Jersey Transit's operations and say, where are we wasting money here? What routes aren't profitable? Maybe we should cut these routes. Sometimes you got to look at government business as a private entity. If this route isn't making money, we're running buses and there aren't enough people on there to sustain that route, route's got to go. I know he's got to deal with the pension somehow. If we can get the sports betting and the recreational marijuana, I would like to see all that money be dedicated to property taxes, but I can see using some of it to get the pension squared away. He's talking about free college, community college tuition. Let's get the house in order before we start launching some other programs. I don't want to come up like I'm a Sweeney guy. I like Steve Sweeney, but I'm telling you right now, Steve Sweeney sounds like he's got the answers. He wants to try to, get the shared services going, get the house in order. I think him and Murphy can reach some kumbaya and get the state headed in the right direction. Because the state raises your taxes. The county's going to raise taxes in Jersey City and Hoboken. The school taxes are going up. I think they just went up 3% in Bayonne. I think they're going up 2 or 3% in Jersey City, and 2% here. Steve Fulop wants to put in like a 0.5% for the arts and culture in Jersey City. Little by little, 2% here, 3% there, 1% there, 0.5% here. By the end of the year, your taxes went up 8%. Shared services is a big answer to what we're doing. More in-house, municipality-wise, like Fulop is looking with doing his own garbage pickup. I think we should be doing a lot more DPW-wise. We got I think it's 565 municipalities. Do we need that? Every one has chiefs of police and mayors and all that. We got to start consolidating. We're going to break for commercial. You're watching the Hudson County Show. We'll be right back.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design studio and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net. Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants, all major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
We're back. You're watching the Hudson County Show. You're watching it live. We got one segment left. You probably heard that North Bergen is entertaining the idea of a electric power plant coming in on the western side. That's how Saco works things. He has his industrial side and his residential side. And it would be clean energy. It would create a ton of jobs. You got to have a smokestack, which that's the best picture. There would be clean burning energy, and it would create like a gazillion megawatts, and enough to go back to the future. And what it also creates is jobs and money for the people of North Bergen. Jobs are always important. If that's like one of Nick Sacco's main priorities, creating jobs for the residents of North Bergen. It's like when I go to that Walmart mall, like everybody who works in that strip mall down there, that's bigger than a strip mall. I'll just say the Walmart mall. They're all from North Bergen. Money from North Bergen. You realize how much this thing would be paying North Bergen? Yeah, you're talking about really balancing the budget if you can get this here. And it's clean power. Most of the juices, I understand, is going to New York City. We're getting money. It's clean burning. I'm in. We need more electricity. I understand in the next 5 years, our dependency on electric and web-enabled devices will quadruple. It's like amazing to think. But, you know, when you're looking, you know, your thermostats now, this Nest, that's on Wi-Fi. Yeah, everything we touch now is online. And all those things are electronic, and all they have to be charged. You got cars that are coming out electric. I don't know, in my lifetime, I'm starting to see a couple of Teslas. Actually, I may mention to my wife, I see more Teslas now than I see bicycles. But we have to improve the electrical grid. And if we're building a new power station, North Bergen should be able to share in that juice, not only from the money, but you probably get the juice out of that. You need to improve the power grid. You got to start generating some more, especially if we're talking about taking the nuclear plants, which don't seem to have any issues, but there are people who are against nuclear. I don't have a problem with nuclear energy as long as these things don't melt down and they're maintained. Wind and solar, you know, they may be politically correct. I wouldn't bank on them for being 100% dependable, that you can go home and turn on the lights and your refrigerator's running and your tablet's working and your smartphone. I wouldn't bank on that. What I can bank on is dyed-in-the-wool, proven electric generating stations. Even the cold ones. You know, these cold burning stations are a lot cleaner. Everybody, when they talk about emissions, they're always talking like the 50s and 60s. You know, I got a 64 Dodge Polara. You know, it's, what is that, 54 years old? You know, that thing compared to today's new cars, emission-wise, is night and day. You know, the new trucks, the new tractor trailers they have out, the new rigs, these things are so much cleaner than the things that were belching from 20 years ago. But we always talk about the 20 years ago. I'm in favor. I think Mayor Sacco's in favor of it, and I think everybody in North Bergen is in favor of it. But again, he's not putting this in the middle of town. He keeps it off to the side, over in the marshland. Now, who's against it? I know the Riverkeeper guys against it. I didn't hear the Sierra Club, but I'm sure the Sierra Club is against it. You know, if these guys were around in our industrial age, we'd have no industrial age. We'd all be running around with leaves on our butts. Felon, do they deserve the right to vote? You're convicted of a felony in New Jersey, you lose your right to vote. if you break the laws of society, do you have the right to participate in writing the laws of society? See, that's an interesting debate. Maybe something we should bring some people into the studio and have a debate. On NJ.com, the last time I looked, 58% of the respondents said no, they shouldn't receive the vote. There is a procedure felons can go through that they can, again, participate in the elective process. It's a long, drawn-out one. But probably what we should do is redefine what a felony is. Because, you know, some of these ways the laws are written, almost any freaking thing could be a felony. So maybe we look at that. And we're going through a lot of changes, like this recreational pot and this selling of pot. You know, you got people that did some hard time for pot sales or pot use or being caught with a large quantity of pot. And if I'm going to legalize it, and, you know, everything's, oh, we're making money on it and you can smoke some pot. Well, this guy did like 4 years in jail. How do I make sense of this? What do I do for that guy to spend 4 years and now we turn around, we're legalizing it, we're taxing it? You know, it's kind of like what happened when the numbers guys in the old days. Guys ran numbers, they would go to jail, they'd do some hard time, then we legalized it with the lottery. And we never went back to these guys saying, hey, you know what? Yeah, maybe we should have legalized this earlier. Maybe we shouldn't have been so restrictive and stringent, and maybe that shouldn't have been against the law. But that's what's happening now is we change. We look at the laws, and there's a lot of bleeding hearts out there. I think some of these laws should be left there. But listen, I have no problem redefining what a felony is. And you're looking now, because they're talking about giving the right to vote back, but there are stipulations there. Well, if you committed a murder or a rape or a sex crime, you're not going to get the vote. Then, you know, the thing is, if we're going to establish these things, then again, I go back to what is a felony. Maybe we redefine what a felony is. Yeah, instead of saying, well, you can break some laws, and we're okay with that, but you can't break others. Maybe that's what we need to do. Now, should people who are incarcerated be able to vote? No, you shouldn't be. If you're in jail, you broke the laws of your society. And one thing about the United States, we are a country of laws. And we have to uphold these laws, and we don't get to pick and choose what law we should uphold, even though you're starting to wonder, you know, like with the immigration laws, are we picking and choosing? Maybe we have to redefine what a felony is. And then we have to look back, you know, as we change things, how do we make it right for the people who did hard time, who did prison time, and now we're going to legalize this stuff. So that's something we have to also consider there. Decide what is a felony, and, you know, if somebody commits a crime against society, and you know, listen, I'm not talking a speeding ticket or something like that, something where you've robbed somebody, you injured somebody, you assaulted somebody, you used a knife, you used a gun. But I think in England, speaking of knives, there are actually more murders in London than there were in New York City, and most of them were done with knives. So now they're talking about knife control. If you commit, I just want to throw that in, I thought that was an interesting topic. If you commit a crime like that, no, you shouldn't have the right to vote. If you assaulted another citizen, no. All right, that takes care of the Hudson County show. You be good, you be safe. I'll talk to you Tuesday on the Jersey City show. Good night.